Bro, I don't even know what to say about this style of social media propaganda. What is this? They who must be named Hamas equals ISIS. Oh my God, this Hamas equals ISIS shit is also so stupid. It's so ahistorical. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's racist. Okay, the Hamas is ISIS narrative is so stupid and only works for dumb white Ameroid apes who don't understand that like these are warring factions. It's so frustrating. It is so racist. I'm losing my mind. It literally is the exact same thing, the same energy as George W. Bush after 9/11 doing the Axis of Evil speech and then adding Iran into that speech, okay? And being like, Iran is also responsible for 9/11 in the Axis of Evil. When Iran was like, the fuck? Why you say fuck me for? You're about to use me for the next 20 years to combat the mess you made, you assholes, which is true. Imagine having 17 of the 19 hijackers on 9/11 be Saudi Arabian nationals, okay? And then turning around and being like, Iran is responsible for the Axis of Evil alongside Afghanistan and Iraq. It's insane to me. Like literally pointing at the guys who literally are the number one enemies of Saudis in the region and being like, they did this. What is this?
How much is Israel spending to promote its narrative? Imagine a 6-year-old child playing Angry Birds on his tablet, and suddenly an ad like this pops up. The ad shows multiple scenes of armed men and rockets being fired, and then describes how families and children in Israel are being murdered, butchered, and executed. This is what a parent on X, formerly Twitter, posted after they noticed violent material clearly not suitable for a 6-year-old child. This ad is part of a massive Israeli-paid promotion campaign across social media aimed at influencing public opinion and garnering support for Israel in its current war on Gaza. Beyond video games, ads like these have also appeared across several social media platforms, such as YouTube and X. According to Politico, the Israeli Foreign Affairs Ministry created 75 different ads on YouTube, including some that contain graphic material. By using analytics tools, British journalist Sophia Smith-Gaylor posted that from the 7th until the 21st of October, Israeli ads on YouTube had heavily targeted several countries, including France, Germany, the UK, and the US. The same analysis from Sophia Smith-Gaylor estimates that the Israeli Foreign Affairs Ministry has spent around $7.1 million on these YouTube ads.
It's sick because, like, at least Israel has healthcare, you know what I mean? You don't. But, you know, they got money for healthcare. They got money for fucking ads that they run in America. And then apparently they don't have enough money for fucking IDF helmets and gear. Love the money machine. So sick.
These ads have yielded an estimated reach of 1 billion impressions during that period. As for X, Politico also reported that in a little over a week, Israel's Foreign Affairs Ministry ran 30 ads. These campaigns started appearing on October 12 in cities like Brussels, Paris, Munich, and The Hague. As an example, we looked at one of these ads to understand its reach. This video post, promoted on X, received over 17,000 reposts and over 5 million views as of October 24th. Many social media users are outraged at how such adverts have been allowed on platforms that usually have strict guidelines prohibiting ads such as these. Google, for example, has reportedly removed around 30 ads containing violent images from its public library. Google says it maintains stringent policies against promoting ads that contain violent language, gruesome imagery, or graphic depictions of physical trauma. As an alternate strategy, the Israeli Foreign Affairs Ministry also promotes ads like these, showing fluffy pink clouds, unicorns, pastel stars, and rainbows. But this, too, contains graphic details of attacks on Israel. Google's response to the Daily Dot website.
First of all, this has been ongoing, right? We talked about the Hasbara operations. We talked about how important Western-facing propaganda is for Israel. We've also I mean, I have before talked about the AIPAC influence on American legislation, obviously. And in spite of all of that, the fact that there are still hundreds of thousands of people in the Western world taking it to the fucking streets is unimaginable. People will tell you that the reality is that for many, many, many years, activism for Palestinians was lonely. It was a lonely cause. There were not that many fucking people out there who would speak out against Israel's war crimes against Palestinians, speak out against the occupation, speak out against the apartheid. And even now, there has never been a moment where the Israeli side of this conversation hasn't dipped below 50% approval, whereas the Palestinian side has only gotten 9% approval historically, sometimes dipping up to 12%. However, things are shifting. Things are changing. More and more polls coming out show that, especially for younger generations, a tide change is coming, which is good. Any kind of support for Palestinians was unthinkable, was immediately met with horrifying criticisms of anti-Semitism for so fucking long. Now, does that mean that an end to the apartheid will come? I do not know. I do not think so. But I will say that I have never, in all of my years of advocating for Palestinians, felt the way I do and felt less alone, or more alone, sorry. I don't feel alone. That's what I'm saying. It does not feel lonely any longer. United Agents has said that its head of comedy is now being investigated, apparently for retweeting this post, among others. Check out the Oscar-nominated writer who flagged her hateful tweets and the nice thing he has to say about Palestinians and Muslims. I'm an Oscar-nominated writer who got there without an agent. Yes, that's a flex. So I don't give a fuck about deferring to agents. No one will stop me making a living. I'll drive a cab if needed. So let me tell you about the disgrace of Kitty Lang, head of comedy at United Agents. Kitty, who represents acts like Catherine Ryan, Nick Mohammed, Jamie Demetriou at United Agents, has been on a wicked spree sharing hateful crap, promoting mockery of Jews, murder and terror attacks, and conspiracies that currently Islamists and neo-Nazis are spreading online. See below. Palestinian vision of a one-state solution. Palestinians walk down the street to murder their Jewish neighbors. Palestinian vision of a two-state solution. Palestinians have to get a bus to go murder their Jewish neighbors. Nice. This guy seems very unbiased. People are a bit harsh saying all the Palestinians have invented our plane hijacking, suicide bombings, and mass stabbings. They've also invented a time machine because they're clearly living in the Middle Ages with their rape and pillage barbarian shtick. Wow. Palestinians have successfully created a taboo around speaking negatively of them. Let me break that taboo for you. Famously, there's a big taboo of saying Palestinians are fucking barbarian rapist monsters who behead thousands of children and want to fucking do the Holocaust everywhere, all around the world, permanently. Like, that's the fucking common narrative. What are you talking about? That's literally what people say and have been saying even before October 7th and certainly after. Just say slurs, dog. We get it. Palestinian society is phenomenally toxic and racist society full of Islamic fundamentalist terrorists and their sympathizers who share candy when butchery occurs. Yeah, LinkedIn issues warning to cite shaming pro-Palestinian sentiment. I saw the list. If you want to see the laughable list that they've compiled of like people who have apparently supported Hamas, if you're confused about which side to be on, there's a global multiracial, multi-faith popular movement for justice and solidarity in Palestine. So United Agents said that its head of comedy is now being investigated. This guy is not being investigated. Vigil in New York for the Palestinian hospital that Israel didn't fire or destroy. Tomorrow there'll be a vigil for Sweet Tony, the son of Bigfoot, and a unicorn. Urgent. Copies of Mein Kampf running out in Gaza. If you're a neo-Nazi or white supremacist with a copy of Hitler's tome, Hamas need it more. They've worked hard to toxify Palestinian society with Jew hate, but war was hindered. Show your solidarity with fellow genocide seekers. The UN is right. The atrocities of Hamas didn't happen in a vacuum. They're the product of reactionary Muslims who romanticize ancient sectarian bloodshed. Anti-Semitism is taught in Palestinian society. Money we give, Hamas take. NGOs, politicians, fools who indulge and encourage this. These are incredibly common sentiments expressed by conservative ultra-Zionists, 100%. It's unhinged, unfiltered, pure, unadulterated racism. But because the direction is Palestinians for said racism, it is completely allowed in the Western world. Please go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and fucking tell me that this is not allowed. The cause of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is Muslim anti-Semitism, the sole cause of the conflict. Yeah, totally. Root of the conflict, anti-Semitism and the aspiration of Muslim supremacy in the region, refused to accept minority groups such as Jews having freedom and autonomy. Major industry publications ran the story. None bothered to check the Twitter feed of the Oscar-nominated writer involved. Is it fair that someone like this can throw a tantrum and get people silenced for opposing an apartheid state and genocide? Everyone has lost their fucking minds. I like this post already. This is what Brett Gelman was saying.
Hey, fake woke Americans. Guess who actually lives on stolen land? You do. Guess who actually lives on stolen land? You do. You do.
What? This motherfucker's acting like he's dialing in from like the West Bank or something.
Me Jew, you do. Me Jew, you do. You live on stolen land.
So sick. Brett Gelman and 2 others. Colonizers is the new rats. Apartheid is the new they control the banks. Genocide is the new blood libel. Like, no, apartheid is just apartheid. And genocide is just genocide. It's not the new blood libel. It's so awesome to just have this position and be completely oblivious to like Jewish, Israeli, Holocaust historians being like, no, this is an apartheid, this is a genocide. How do you say this without fucking feeling a sense of embarrassment? It's just so fucking crazy. True words from Amy Schumer from the Canary Mission, a litmus test for anti-Semitism. So what did Kitty Lang say? The top UK comedy agent Kitty Lang deleted posts after they were flagged by Oscar-nominated screenwriter Lee Kern. I feel like somehow the word settler has lost its meaning and it can be understood as civilian. Maybe a new phrase is needed, like settler paramilitary. Wait, what? Y'all were excited to repost the fake beheaded babies, but these real babies now have mere hours left. That's why these are the posts? If you're confused about which side to be on, there's a global, multiracial, multi-faith, popular movement for justice and solidarity with Palestine. There isn't one for Israel. Signs is an airstrike. Size of the explosion. AV evidence corresponding with JDAM strike signature. Israel saying the hospitals were fair game. Previous Israeli attacks on this building. Almost all governments blaming Israel. Sign it was a Hamas rocket. Israel said so. That's it? That's the reason why this person is being investigated? Israeli Holocaust scholar Raz Segal decries Israel's assault on Gaza as a textbook case for genocide. But hey, guys, but listen. The fuck does he know? He's an Israeli Holocaust scholar. I don't get my information on the Holocaust from Holocaust scholars. I get it from Brett Gelman, who's like the 8th funniest guy on the shittiest fucking TV show you've never heard of. That's who I go to for my formative, to inform my opinion on what is and what isn't a fucking Holocaust. Or what is and what isn't a fucking genocide. That's who I go to. I go to that guy. I go to Amy Schumer. She knows better. I love going to the fucking comedy bench warmers. Awesome. You know who I go to? I go to Richie Torres, the poorest district in America. I should learn everything about the Holocaust, everything that I read, and everything that like I know about genocide and how it's conducted, and ethnic cleansing and how it's conducted from the likes of Bibi Netanyahu, who are also Holocaust revisionists themselves. You know, that's who I get it from. I get it from the absolute freaks. Tearing down the hostage flyers is the new Kristallnacht. The Hamas charter is the new Mein Kampf. Shows the proof of beheaded babies. The new Holocaust didn't happen, which is ironic to say this because you're literally saying you're actively doing genocide denial. So is the Jews run the world bullshit actually true? Are you fucking stupid? No, dumbass. There is no Jews run the world shit at all. Don't try to fucking come in here and sneak idiotic fucking Nazi sentiment, okay? Get the fuck out of here. Suck my cock. Jewish people are not a monolith. Jewish people do not unconditionally support Israel, no matter how hard Israel tries to claim that that is the case, and no matter how hard Israel tries to make that a reality through active brainwashing campaigns of young American Jews through through the schooling system and through birthright and numerous other ways of like fucking instilling fear upon Jewish people not living in Israel. But that is not the case, despite Israel's best efforts. It is ridiculous and also anti-Semitic to make the assertion that Zionism is the position and unconditional support to Israel is the position of Jews all around the world. It is fucking ridiculous. It's not even the position of Jews in Israel. Not all Jews in Israel. One of the tweets used to smear them as an anti-Semite was literally from a Jewish man, Noah, criticizing Israel. Yeah, that's why you see so many non-Jews like Richie Torres literally attack Jews that are at the forefront of the anti-apartheid activism in America. The audacity, the gall of the supporters of Israel's genocidal regime is so shocking to me. Like, these people are so fucking horny to be like, listen, I love Israel, which means I can tell you that you're a bad Jew. You're not a real Jew. It's like, are you fucking stupid? Are you out of your mind? Genuine question, is it okay to rephrase Zionists control the world? No, dude, they do not control the fucking world, dumbass. No, you can't just like substitute Jew for Zionist and be like, do they control the world? No, what do you mean they control the world? What the fuck are you talking about? America is right there. What do you mean? Oh, Jews control the world. Zionists control the world. America is right here, idiot. The fuck are you talking about? Israel can't do shit without our fucking go ahead and our approval, our express approval. I'm going to keep it $1.50. We purge a lot of the fucking idiots in this community regularly. If you don't understand this position, you fundamentally are at odds with the way I see the world. I talked about this already. If you are an opportunistic 4chan loser that comes in here to be like, but you know, the Jews, right? Am I right? You're a fucking dumbass, okay? Most of my primary sources come from on the ground, literal, like Israeli Jewish activists, okay? Israeli Holocaust historians, historians in general that are Jewish. It's fucking ridiculous. America's interests in Israel are to have a forward operating base or a aircraft carrier that is unsinkable in a resource-rich region full of foreign adversaries. Americans openly admit that their goal in Israel is one that aligns with their national security concerns. It's like having a fucking American state with its own intelligence community in the smack dab in the fucking middle of this resource-rich region that can be destabilized with the American state. It's a command post. Don't worry, at Harvard, this is president of Accuracy in Media. Accuracy in Media uses citizen activism to expose media bias, corruption, and public policy failings. And immediately you look at it and it's like, followed by Charlie Kirk, Russia Today, and 5 others you know. Okay. Immediately, I know everything I need to know about Accuracy in Media. This guy, Adam Gillette, who's the president of Accuracy in Media, says, don't worry, at Harvard, we haven't forgotten about the anti-Semites on your campus. Starting today, Accuracy in Media will visit them with billboards at their homes. Then they can explain to their neighbors why they don't like the Jews. As always, we'll never share private addresses. I need you to understand something. This is fucking insane. You don't get to this level, dude. You don't, like, how dare you? How dare you think you can do this? Who the fuck do you think you fucking are? And the irony here is that, like, if you don't have to smoke for actual white supremacists, dog. You don't have to smoke for actual fucking Nazis. You only have this for students who had the audacity to say that they're pro-Palestinian. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but what a fucking freak, dude. I wanted to show all of this to you because a lot of people have their own pet projects, right? And they don't give a fuck about what's going on in Palestine. They do not give a fuck about what's going on towards Israelis. They're just using this as an opportunity to fucking launch a campaign of violence and harassment and threaten and want to threaten them because they just have like different opinions. AIM pushed the Vince Foster conspiracy theories. AIM criticized reporting about the El Mozote massacre in El Salvador. Wait, what? Wait. AIM supported the Vietnam War, Accuracy in Media, blamed the media bias for the U.S. loss in the war. During the Reagan administration, they criticized reporting about the El Mozote massacre in El Salvador. During the Clinton administration, AIM pushed the Vince Foster conspiracy theories. During the George W. Bush administration, AIM accused the media bias against the Iraq war. Again, yeah, I mean, they're just like, this is just another fucking psychotic right-wing conspiracy theory cutout that is playing a role in the radicalization and the brainwashing of your fucking grandparents.